Hello, everybody. Welcome to this review of Dune Prophecy. So ask yourself, what will I get when I have the less talented son of the creator of Dune with a guy who wrote some Star Wars book, Kevin J. Anderson, come together to write from the notes of Brian Herbert's father, Frank Herbert, the creator of the series? You get an inferior product. And Dune Prophecy cribs off of one of those stories, Sisterhood of Dune, which um, I went into this kind of with high expectations because the Denis Villeneuve series was his two movies were very good. Part two, not as good as part one in my opinion, but still sound, shot well. Um, Hans Zimmer's score was fantastic. The acting was great. And then we have Doom Prophecy. So I got a little excited at the beginning because there's some little call outs. So not to completely shit on Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, they did do a Doom prequel series, which was The Machine Wars, which was about the thinking machines taking over, which is why there's no machines, computers, or anything in Dune. And it was all right. Like, it got real fucking stupid near the end, but you start seeing the start of the Atreides, the Harkonnens, and they in the beginning of this show started talking about the thinking machines, the machine crusade. They talk about Vorian Atreides, who is one of the original Atreides, and a little bit about the Harkonnens' downfall. You can wiki what happened in it, but we very early meet Viola Harkonnen, or Valia, excuse me, played by Emily Watson. She looks like she escaped from The Handmaid's Tale. And Tula Harkonnen, and we see how she became a Reverend Mother. I knew we were in for a bad time when I saw Mark Strong show up because Mark Strong has not been in a lot of good stuff, like not at all. So he pops up, I'm like, all right, this is starting to not feel good. And then some of the actors show up. We have Himbo Atreides, who is banging Inez Carino, who is getting betrothed to a 7-year-old Rychese, which the Rycheses have been wiped out by the time the other Dune series comes up. So this is what happens when you try to make Game of Thrones without the quality, without the actors, and you end up with like Vampire Diaries meets a sci-fi movie. The acting was very disappointed, and then we've got this fucking character that shows up at the end, Desmond, and he survived the desert on Arrakis, and he makes a child burn to death, which also makes one of the sisters. Oh god, I'm forgetting her name. Anyway, she was one of the ones who was in the Carino court, their truthsayer. We've got Himbo Atreides hooking up with Inez before her wedding, and good god, they're terrible. The sex scene, Jesus Christ, it was terrible. I can't even call it a sex scene. It was like a lot of like caressing, moaning after vaping some spice, and them doing, I guess, key bumps of spice beforehand on the way there. Like, this really could have been a Vampire Diaries episode. It really could have been. Like, it is that level of bad. And like, this is what I imagine if they had made like a spin-off of Harry Potter, but just did it with the side characters of Hogwarts. And again, this is weighted down by the expectations that we had after, pretty rather large good movies. Then we got this. I'm going to give the rest of a chance because, one, I'm a fan. Two, I really hope it can't be this bad, but it's not looking like it's going to improve. I'd say read the books, but not that much better. I had a lot of thoughts. So, like, I got really excited because, man, we're doing a show about the sisters of the Bene Gesserit, the badass space witches. They suck. they literally do not a goddamn thing in this series. Like so far, the first episode, it was just like a lot of sitting around talking. Um, this was basically Phantom Menace, but with Bene Gesserit. So maybe like they were like going back in time, going back, and they're like, well, Star Wars ripped us off, so let's rip off the worst parts of Star Wars and go full Phantom Menace. The only thing we're missing is Jar Jar being part of it. We got time though. We have time. Um, I know I had messaged Jennifer, Comic Books Will Break Your Heart, about it, and she was, her words, not mine. Boy, howdy, I've got some thoughts. And I hadn't watched it yet, and boy, howdy, I had a lot of thoughts, and a lot of them were not good. Now, I talk a lot about should you watch this show? I might wait till the end of the season, to be honest, if I were you, and like either binge it all or wait to hear if it gets better, because I'm gonna suffer for you, and I'm probably gonna do a weekly review every week. I would love to be doing this with Jen, but it's just not possible right now, which is why I'm not using the Dune over title, because that was kind of our thing, and I'm kind of solo on this. So, yeah, this honestly, I wish they hadn't done this and just went like full bore, either Machine Wars, where we just don't have ties to a lot of the families yet, or just said fuck it and do the sex nuns from the later books from like, was it Chapter House? No, not Chapter House. Anyway, like there's a whole thing with where it's even further in the future after God Emperor, and these Bene Gesserit spin-offs that basically control men through sex. That's why they're kind of called sex nuns. They're the honored matres, and they're like leather mamas. Look it up on Google. You'll find some pictures. A lot of fan service pictures too. So, if it sounds like I'm trashing this, I am. I've never been so disappointed before in something I 3 years ago was super excited for. So, one, it took way too long for them to put it out. Two, the acting's terrible. Again, I saw Mark Strong, and I was like, this cannot be good. Olivia Williams is in it playing Tula Harkonnen, and I was excited to see her in it. I think she's a good actress. Unfortunately, the material is trash. Like, straight fucking trash. This one hurts. It really hurts, because I was super excited for this to come out, and I'm having to drink Angry Orchard to wash away my bitterness with other bitterness. And it's not working. I really fucking hate this goddamn show. I don't even recommend reading the source material. That's how bad it is. The house books were garbage. It's just stuff I didn't care about. It's basically Timu Frank Herbert. I mean, it's relation going off his notes and doing a poor job of it. It's just like him trying to go like, Daddy, notice me, senpai, and failing. And Kevin J. Anderson, you wrote fairly good Star Wars books. This ain't it. It is not it. So, what do I give this? Well, if I were to rate this out of 5, I would give it 1.5. 1.5. And that half extra might be because I love Dune, and it hurts me to give it a 1. So, with that being said, you can keep tuning in and hearing my misery, or just wait till the end of the season and kind of read the tea leaves of what people thought, or just avoid it altogether. It's your choice. But if I make it past episode 3, it maybe means I found an inkling of something to latch onto. So far, it's not looking promising. But we'll find out Sunday when the next episode comes on. There's part of me that wishes they just would have dumped it all at one time and just let me binge it and just drink in my bitter tears all at once and see if I like rage quit midway through. I've only done that through 2 movies, Sucker Punch and 8mm. I believe Sucker Punch, it was after the 3rd rape, and 8mm, I went into the hallway of the movie theater and fell asleep. So different but the same, kinda. All right, well, thank you everybody for tuning in to me just completely destroy this piece of garbage that I watched. But I don't know. Tune in next week. See if my feelings changed. Hey, HBO Max changed my mind. Let's see. All right, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.